Hello everyone and welcome back or welcome to the channel if you are new. Today I have a very exciting speed build. I am building a factory home, or rather a factory that has been turned into a somewhat modern eco home. The whole idea behind this build is turning something old and abandoned and possibly haunted into a lovely sustainable dream home. This house is bigger than most of my recent builds, as it has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, with the master bedroom downstairs and another 3 bedrooms upstairs along with 1 bathroom. And there is also a 3rd floor where I added kind of like a workshop slash home office area. As you can see in the video, I also added a small greenhouse in the back, but I wanted it to look like a shipping container turned into a greenhouse to go with the story of a renovated factory made into a home in this very clearly industrial area. If you look around the environment, it's very clearly factories and very industrial, and I wanted this build to kind of fit in with that. For the floor plan, I decided to go with another open floor plan downstairs as per usual. This house also ended up being a lot smaller than I thought, so that downstairs ended up being a lot tighter than I originally imagined, but I think if you were to play here, you could definitely delete the master bedroom and expand the kitchen and sitting room area and move the master bedroom upstairs, as there is 3 bedrooms. You could also turn the 3rd floor into another bedroom if you wanted to, realistically, if you were to play here. For one of my favorite rooms in this build, the upstairs workshop, I added the candle making station as I previously said, and a sink along with some storage shelves that come with the new kit. I tried to fit as much of the new furniture as I could, and I also added some tools on the walls and the new woodworking table as well. Again, I imagine that there's very creative, handy Sims living here. They kind of turned this factory upside down and made it into a home. And since I couldn't really fit a proper dining space inside, I added one outside with the big wooden table and chairs. As for the kitchen, I also wanted to use these particular base game counters. They had more of an industrial feel to them, but I really struggled with deciding a color scheme for the kitchen. At first, I went with all black, and then I changed the colors of the counters. I really struggled deciding a color scheme. I did add an island at the end, as there was no proper dining room inside of the house, so at least it gives your Sims a place to sit and eat. As you can also see, I changed the colors of the counters a good few times, and in the end, I decided on this lighter wood color. I added these industrial looking bar stools as well, which I thought kind of fit the original almost essence of a factory turned into a home. I also ended up replacing the sitting area outside with less outdoorsy looking tables and chairs, as I wanted it to look a bit more proper and act kind of as a dining room for maybe dinner parties and things of that sort. The sofa I placed in the sitting room is again from Eco Lifestyle, because I thought it had this kind of upcycled vibe to it, like the Sim who lives here has maybe upcycled some old furniture to make this sofa. The space was also quite small and tight, so unfortunately I didn't end up fitting a coffee table in the end, but I did like the open space that it kind of gave with no coffee table, as the downstairs is quite small and compact. I wanted to add a pop of color into the master bedroom. That color ended up being yellow because of the little yellow detail on the bed. You can kind of see it in the video. I added these wood wall decorations as well above the bed, also from Eco Lifestyle. And also an easel to add just some more things for your Sims to do. Although this is a limited pack build, again, I did add small pieces of decor from other packs, which you can see. I did use small pieces of decor from other packs, such as the cans of paint from City Living, which you can see in the master bedroom, right by the easel. But if you don't have those packs, again, it shouldn't really impact the build too much if you download it. You just won't have those little details, but it doesn't really matter, you can still play here. Upstairs, I added a toddler room, and I don't usually add toddler rooms, so I wanted to go all out. I placed colorful bookshelves and some wall decals, and of course lots of toys. I also added a little unicorn decal on the door. The door still works in game. Sims will just walk right through the unicorn. It won't like move with the door when it opens. it'll kind of create a slight visual glitch, but it'll be completely fine during gameplay. Later on, I also did end up changing the toddler bed to be the one from Eco Lifestyle with the kind of almost roof over it, and I just thought it was cuter, and I didn't realize that it was that bed came in Eco Lifestyle, and I think it's one of my favorite toddler beds. It's just really, really cute. The second bedroom I imagined belongs to maybe a teenager. I used the new Pride bed that came with a recent update. If you didn't know, we got a couple of new beds and a couple of, I believe, some new wall decorations, like a new Pride flag. I also wanted to add some yellow accents into this room, such as the desk chair, to add just a little bit more color. I wanted to give each room its own personality. In each room is a very different sim with their own unique personality and interest, which is reflected in their surroundings. I also ended up adding some shelves to clutter up the space, and I added things like some perfume and just general clutter to make the space feel lived in. I placed a laptop in this room as well, so there's 2 computers in this house, which will definitely be very handy for gameplay. There is another computer in the hallway. I do think I cut that part out. I usually cut bathrooms out of my speed builds and things like hallways unless there's something really interesting in it. But here it's just a very simple hallway with like a couple paintings and a desk. It's nothing too special. In the fourth bedroom, I went for blacks and blues, which has recently been one of my favorite color combinations for some reason. I made this room for a teen or young adult sim in mind who's really into sports, and maybe also probably the oldest sim in the household since they got the bigger bedroom upstairs, obviously not counting for the master bedroom. I added the punching bag in the corner to fill up some space, as I imagine that this room belongs to a very sporty sim. I tried to also decorate the room with more posters above the bed, again also sports themed. Since the shape of this bedroom was a little bit odd, I did kind of add a little storage corner with like the base game shelves with the clothes hanging from them, and that's also where the punching bag is, because I thought it was just a very good space for it. And now the punching bag is kind of tucked against a corner, but your sims will still be able to use it. Again, it might create a very slight visual glitch, but it'll be fine for gameplay. So now we are also coming to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what videos you'd like to see next. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye!